Audio check. One of them sounded weird. Is it a kick? Wait, I've lost my Twitch stream with it. Okay, testing just kick. Oh yeah, kick sounds super soft. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna start today with watching this video for how to set up my stream, at least on Twitch. I think to do that, I have to first set up OBS with a new audio channel. I think I'm not gonna hear this, that's right. Yeah, okay. So we need to add audio output capture. Maybe it's input capture. Maybe it's input capture. Maybe it's input capture. Maybe it's input capture. Oh, no, it's not, because now that's looping and it's hearing it. Oh, no, it's not, because now that's looping and it's hearing it. Wait. Audio output capture. Audio input capture. Well, it looks like that's working, so if I play this.
Handbrake on. Today, I'm sure.
Okay, I guess I need to listen for just a second so I can know how volume is. For just a second so I can know.
Showing you 10 different.
For just a second so I can know.
Showing you 10 different.
For just a second so I can know. Maybe a little low. Oh, that's weird. It's a kick stream froze. Oh, it's not playing. Okay, oops, pause it instead of. Okay. Yeah. We got kick. We got Twitch. Okay, that's all. All right. This guy's got a bunch of settings I need to change. See if I do it. I'm gonna show my creator's dashboard, but watch the video together.
Hidden toggles on Twitch, and some are off by default, and some of them you may have turned on by mistake. And one of these is the main reason that your Twitch chat is dead. So let's fix it. First up, let's take a look at the setting that absolutely destroys your chat interaction. If your Twitch chat feels empty, it might be because you're broadcasting from the past. Go to your Twitch channel, go to the top right corner, click your icon, and go to Creator Dashboard. Then look on the left-hand side, click on Settings, and then click Stream. Then you're going to want to find Latency Mode. Twitch tries to set this latency
mode. I don't have that at all. It's only a couple weeks old, right? Well, it's not a couple weeks, a month, but did I click the wrong thing? He said stream.
Stream. Then you're going to want to
Oh, is that it? No. Okay, well, my setting is not there. It's not under channel. Okay, well, one miss. What's the next one?
action. If you're a new streamer, then you gotta stop using followers only mode. You're absolutely destroying your growth. I see people turn this on because they're scared of the bots. But if I find your stream and want to say hi, and a pop-up that says follow for 10 minutes comes up, I'm leaving out the door. You're essentially putting a locked door on an empty store.
想像してみてください。理想のアプリを思いのままに作れ。
Great ads. I see one of the other things I saw earlier. Oh, okay.
Very bottom where you hit the cogwheel chat settings next to the chat button. Then you'll scroll down and you'll see followers only chat. Make sure this is turned off. Use
Okay. Where was my thing? There it is. Chat settings. Followers only chat is off.
auto mod to catch the trolls or bots, and don't punish real humans for saying this by going to your Twitch channel, going to the top right corner, clicking the icon, make sure this is turned on, and
See, I don't have that option either. I wonder if like you have to be a I don't even know what it's called. the partnered or whatever. Maybe there's a bunch of settings that you don't get. Because this is I think the main reason I started watching the video was wanted to know this. But that setting is not there. So maybe it's just too early to be doing this sort of optimization. Also, it looks like most of the settings were already set to a camera. Okay. Then let's just go back to the coding, I guess. Let me get my see everything. Right, so last time this was our solution. It's basically just like doing math things vertically. And we finished that one, and we're on to part two. Well, I guess let's read the same part. The big cephalopods come back to check on how things are going. When they see that your ground total doesn't match the one expected on the worksheet, they realize they forgot to explain how to read cephalopod math. Cephalopod math is written right to left in columns. Each number is given its own column, the most significant digits at the top and the least significant digit at the bottom. Problems are still separated by columns consisting of only spaces, and the symbol at the bottom is still the operator in use. So here's the example. Reading right to left, one column at a time, the problems are now quite different. The rightmost problem is 4 plus 431 plus 623. Wait, what? Read right to left in columns. I do not even know. I see a 431 here. What the heck is just the 4 by itself coming from? 430. What? 31. written right to left in columns. Each number is given its own column. Oh, so 4, 1, 3, 4. No, 4, 3, 1. So, okay, so blank, blank, 4. 431, 623. Okay, great. Great. All right, so that nice thing where we didn't really care about the spaces in between, we now super care about. And if I remember right, there's no guarantee, like this is like 3 columns, but then there's some columns that have 4 digits in them. So this got way more annoying of a problem. Okay, let's see if we can draw this out. So, we're gonna need a grid. Make it black. Okay. What you have is um, we're gonna do this. Actually, the problem is different. Um, um, okay. We'll figure out the math as we go. So what we have here is a bunch of columns. Maybe I'll just do the first one. 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3. Right? And then I don't know how big these are. So there's a 4. We need bigger, we need bigger. I'm not actually gonna do this whole thing. 3 and 4. And this is a, oh wait, I already messed it up. This is just a, yeah, I guess we could draw the horizontal lines too. So what you have is a grid. So we got a 4 here. We got a 4 here, a 3 here, a 1 here, and a 6, and a 2, and a 3, and then a plus. So what we want to do is these are the numbers, right? And then this is the operation. So it goes, wait, 4 plus 431 plus 623. So it's like the 6. Trying to, how can I do this? The 6 goes to here. This, oh man, I'm learning how to. Two goes to here. The 3 goes to here. Hopefully that's obvious. Oh, except for I wrote the thing wrong down below. Great. Anyway, this is gonna make a rep. Yeah, so that's where we're just messing everything up here. And then watch, I'm gonna try and do this and then. Okay. So 4 plus 431 plus 623. Okay. You know, embarrassing about. Well, hopefully that's obvious enough, right? So the 6 comes down here, the 2 comes down here, the 3 comes in here, and then same thing with the 431 and the 4. So that's how we're matching up with this part here. Okay, cool. Now how do I, so we're gonna do a new solution too. I guess this part was actually not that different. Given for number inputs, find the ground. I wanna keep this photo on screen while we work. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. So put it here, that's not bad, but in my camera. Stick me in the top corner instead. Okay. And lastly, I need my code. Where's my code? Right here. Just, oh no, but then if I lost my, oh man, okay, I still have this one. Good, okay. No, I don't need this one. Okay. So from the last time, we still have our crazy data that we pulled from here, and we got it into an array of strings. And we've still got our old code here. And then this giant thing breaks JS Fiddle for some reason, which is fun. And then we got our old solution here. And the new solution is going to be a bit different because we're going to have to deal with spaces on either side, right? And we also don't know how many columns there are per column, right? So this could be one, something like this. Okay. So we have to do a path for that. Okay. Let's think it through. We still have everything. Well, I don't know if this is going to work anymore. We parsed by white space last time. We just filtered out all the empty ones. So we just got our numbers. But now it's important where the white space is because this is going to give us a very different answer than this. And then the problem is at this point, when we consume this space, we don't know if that's the delimiter 1 or if it's essentially a 0. And we don't even know, does it belong, like we know that one of these is a delimiter and one of these is a 0 basically. And we don't even know, does the 0 belong to this one or that one? Since we're not trying to be overly crazy efficient here, I'm tempted to just keep our old simple parsing intact so that we get just an array of numbers by separated into rows. And then we basically count the number of digits for each of those. We get the max basically. And then that will allow us to know how many digits we need to parse for each one. Feels like probably a more efficient way, but at least that's easy. So we're first going to turn, basically ignore white space, turn data into list of numbers so that we just have things. And then we're going to calculate number of digit, I spell digits. Digit. I cannot spell, that's a big problem. Digit. Okay, calculate number of digits per column. Like 2 types of column here because there's like these columns and then there's like the larger one. Then once we do that, we're going to reparse by digit. And then we need to replace so we're gonna go through and get the column values just by splitting. So it's like if we got like four digits, then we're gonna grab, well, we're gonna have to deal with the end and the start because there's one delimiter space in between each. So we need to consume that one, either at the start or the end. But basically, once we know how many digits to grab, we'll grab those, not worrying about white space or not. And then we'll probably just we'll just convert all the spaces into zeros. And then we'll split all the characters to get new numbers. And then we've got to go down vertically and join. Oh, this is painful. Change spaces to zeros. Convert strings to numbers. Well, actually, we don't need to do that yet. We want to do that at the end because what's going to happen if we real quick, going to test the clip. I'm not sure how JavaScript works. I'm going to check how does it deal with preceding zeros when you do certain things. So if we use the cheap trick of times 1, what is that? What does that do? Is it going to give me 12 or is it going to? Okay, that works. Yeah, so yeah, I think we just replaced the white space with zeros. And then here when we do it, it'll do the right thing. Okay, that'll be fine then. Okay, so we change the space to 0, then we need to join vertically digits into numbers. We have to go, we're going to turn these into zeros. Can you see? I don't know if you can see my cursor. Okay. Yeah, we're going to turn these into zeros, all the blank spaces, and then we're going to go from the top down, joining all the digits together. And then we just turn that to numbers. So it'll be 0, 0, 4, turn that into a number, it's 4, and then 4, 3, 1, it's 431. Once we've done that, then we need to take run math on each number, and when we're all done with all those, the totals. Okay, I think that's the basic approach. Okay, so we already from the previous problem, we've got all the rows. And then what were we doing here? Oh, we pull out the operations into one set. So just grab this last row, and then we've got the rest of the rows here. We have just the numbers. And right now we're turning them into numbers, but I don't think we want to do that because we want to instead find the max. And the thing is, we need to we're gonna have to loop through each row and go down each value to figure out its length. So const, we need digit counts, an array, and instead let's well, sure, sorry, I'm kind of waffling on how to do it. Let's not worry about the objects. We go through and digit strings. These are just the so what this is it's going to be this direction. So it'll be 6, 4. It'll be 64 is a string, and then whatever the digits over there, 23 is a string, and then 314 is a string. But that's not how we want it. And we need to know is what's for this set, what's the longest one, so that later we can parse the right number of digit columns. So this is those. What we want to do is reduce I'm trying to figure out if I can just reduce this nicely. We have is previous. These are like the max length. And next row. there's a way until I fit to init array with value. I have it searched there. Array 5 fill with zeros. There we go. I want this. So I'm going to use a reduce, but we need to start with an array that's got max length of zeros. So we want I'm just going to do the ops first so that I can use ops as a length. Ops is basically grabbing this last final row, and we've already like split out the white space and everything, so it'll just be for each vertical set of numbers, we've got one operator. That's basically telling how many vertical sets of numbers we've got, so it's convenient to use that. And then what do we want to do? For, I guess for each, we're going to return the max length. So we're done. We're first going to update them by going with next row. We're going to go through for each value. Actually, a value string, because we didn't convert them to numbers. They're just strings. If max, we also need the index. I think there's a index in this. Yeah, index. The max length for the IDX equals the max of the current value and the new value. Value stir. A little bit. Okay, so we've got an array the size of all of our number columns, and we're going to go through each row, and for each row we're going to go through each of the columns and update the maximum length for that column to the length of the string. The length of the string will be the number of digits. So when we're all done with this, see what the length is. We should have an array the same size as ops. That the ops tells us what operation to run in each one, and this one should tell us how many digits we have in each one, which will allow us to parse it properly. And I'm just going to put a thing here so it doesn't execute the rest. 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3. Yeah. That looks good to me. There's no zeros or anything in here. I thought I saw something weird at the very start. Yeah, there are some that are just one, but I don't see any zeros. Okay, well, sanity check, that looks right. So now we know how many, for each column, how many digits that is. Now we can properly parse the rows, or properly pass the data into numbers. Well, we're still not quite at numbers. We can properly get this grid, basically. So we did this, and now we need this one to parse the digits based on the column size. Okay, so I'm trying to think of what to call this. It's gonna be kind of rows again. The rows of it's gonna be one of these three, one of these three, one of these three. And be think we can just map. We still homework.map. We're gonna string, and we're gonna do something for that one to get the digits for that row. Trying to think of how fancy I'm going to get here. Am I going to try to splice the strings, use splicing functions? Cut up the digits. Otherwise, we're like going to make. If I just keep doing it character by character, I don't want to keep like appending to the string. I'm thinking about efficiency here, although I really am not. JS cut part of the string. Slice just takes out the first part. Just gives us a range for 19. 2, 3, 4. So how many characters? And then I do not want to do this now. Is there? Can I? Yeah, I can do this. If I do 2 to 3, let's go. No, I can't log it. Log. Okay. 0, 1, 2. It's going to include the index that I say, but not include the second index, which is very common JavaScript thing to say. Okay. Tempted to have. So I'm tempted to do. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with the delimiter string. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the first digit and then just always manually. And then after that, we can just keep grabbing one white space and then the rest. Oh. Just trying to think. Trying to think how to do this efficiently, but it's not efficient at all. So. No point. I guess we'll just create an array, which is our digits. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through our I don't know why I called this digit string rows. It's actually not. That's not. This is actually like column size. That's what this is really telling us. And that's what I want to go through. I want to go through our column sizes. For each one. And we're going to get a digit count. And we need to pull out that section. I know I said I was going to pull out the first one and do it, but actually I'm not going to. If index is 0, we don't want to take the first one, but Can we keep a running count? Actually, can I just do -1? Sorry, trying to figure out how to deal with the spaces. If I do -1 to 3, what's that do? Nope, that's not gonna work. Great. -1 probably loops around the other side, doesn't it? Okay, well, let me not worry about the off by 1 real quick, and then what's gonna be is we're gonna keep track of like how many we've read. Well, and when we're gonna have to increase this by the digit count each time, probably +1. I guess that's the other question is if I go off the edge, what does that do? If I do 2 and I instead do 4. What? Oh, wait, I don't know. Oh, I reset my stuff. Shoot, instead of running. Great. Four. If I do 3 and 5. What that goes? Oh wait, so I can make this number go off the edge and it won't break anything. Okay, maybe then I should just always consume 1-digit path, and it won't matter for the last one because slice does what I want. Yes, I'm depending on implementation stuff. Shut up. This is gonna be our start. Digit. That push. Our string. Dot slice. One more offset to offset plus this. And then we're done with it. Increase that set. And then when we're all done, we return the digit. And I guess we could also do the conversion there. Just sort of place. Place such s. Oops. Oh, I can just do this. I think this is what I want. But what I want to test is through bar, and I want to replace spaces with zeros. That runs. Yeah, okay. So this is what I want. Replace. There we go. So now that should give me, what this will do is it should grab 6, 4, and space, because we're getting 3 digits. And then this last part will replace the spaces with zeros. Right. Console. Gotta check what we've got so far. Rows of digits. It's probably pretty big. And we're just doing it so it doesn't run past 630. I wonder if we should start with. I don't have samples here. Can I see my raw data? 630. That looks right. 390 because no, that's not right. 086. Nope, this is not right at all. I think 630 is right because we take 3, but then next one should be 39 because we're only taking 2. But somehow we've taken an extra space at the end. So I've got some math that's wrong. Uh, we're taking 3. We actually want to take 4. Okay. We're taking 3, but actually want to take 4 because we want. Oh, we also want to. Well, we actually just want to take 3 characters. I think it's actually the stitch count. I know this gets plus stitch count plus 1. Because it should be 0, 1, 2, so the first, the second, the third. So 0 to 3 is correct. Because we don't take that last one. But then when we're going to the next one, we want to be pointing to not 0, not 1, not 2, not 3, but we want to be pointing to 4. So there we go. Okay. 630, 39. Next one, 4 digits, and it's 0846. Does that match? Yeah, that looks right. We took these 2, and then there's a white space, and then there's 4. And then there's a white space, and the next one is 3 digits, so it should be 099. Good. White space, 2 digits, 89. Okay, cool. All right, this is looking a lot better. Okay, so now we've got the digits based on the column size, and we've replaced spaces with zeros. Now we need to go vertically to create these digits. We have to go and find the 4 and the 431 and 632. Create all the digits for each of our things. So how are we gonna do this? Trying to think of how many. I guess as we're going, what we could do is have an array of an array that we're slowly increasing. Each array is going to be the size of the digits. Okay, so I think we're going to take row digit, we're going to reduce them down, and we're going to end up getting columns of numbers. So we've got these horizontal rows. This is an array of an array. This is clear in my head. I don't know if it's clear in your guys' head. I'm trying to figure out if I can explain it better. I wonder if I should finish drawing this out on the side here. But what this is we've got an array of rows, right? And then inside of each of those, we've got each of these columns. Like this is one whole column. We've got some digits. The next step we're going to turn that into is an array for each column. Yes, each one of these columns, and inside of that will be an array for each one of these digits. So to do that, I'm gonna reduce by going through each of these ones, and I'm gonna slowly start adding the digits into our growing bucket of values. So reduce. Gonna be the same size thing, but we're gonna fill it with empty strings instead of zeros. So these are our and next row. So, for each, we're gonna go through the next row, and for each set of digits we have for that row, we're gonna have to do a string. We'll call this digits. And we're gonna split on empty string so we get all of the characters basically. So we'll have like 6, 4, and since we replaced the 0 as a value that's coming in, that's what this digit string will be. And then we're gonna split it so that we get the string 6, the string 4, and the string 0 with all their values. Then what we have to do is, and we need the indexes here too, I think. We're going to go to our columns index. Well, actually, wait. Well, yeah. Inside of, oh wait, this is not right. This would give me a list of interesting. It's going to be an array of arrays. I fill it with arrays. But then, ideally, I would have an empty string inside each one already, but I don't. Oh. Yeah, this is hard for me to keep in my head. For each of the rows, we're going through the full column. For that column, this will give us the array that we need. So this is like the numbers for that column. We get the digits, then for each of the digits, we get a number, a character IDX, like column IDX. Okay. So if numbers is an array, if numbers that's the IDX is not defined yet, we're gonna need to like give it make it the empty string so we can do this next thing. Okay. Then we want to plus equal this character. I think that's right. I feels like I'm forgetting something, but let's just see how far we are. Log, columns of numbers. Please ask questions. Like, oh wait, this is like 100% making sense. You gotta crash in here. Maybe properties of undefined reading 0. I think it's talking about this. I should have an array filled with this, and then this should be an array. I'm not totally sure if that's going to serve to this. Oh, it's a console. Coles and coal. Yeah. You're telling me coals is null here or undefined? Oh god. Well, could have done something else wrong. And then it has a problem. Okay, wait. So I'm gonna need some comments or something, but okay. Rows. Strings. Array of string array, right? Uh I'm twiddling on how to make this obvious. Rows of digits. That's these ones, right? So we go through each of those. For each row, we should have columns. Finish this. Okay. For this one. Made it angry. Save. Oh no. I don't saw that other one. So I don't know it's still working. Why? Why is fiddle not loading? Great. Other one. Okay. Yeah, so we got our rows of digits. Oh shoot. Oh. Oh no. It didn't actually save, and I've lost all of my work. Whee! Luckily no one's here. Let's try this again. Columns of is gonna equal reduce. We should have columns and the we're going to initialize this same as we did before. So we get one for each one of these columns, but instead of it being an array of zeros, it's an array of arrays because we're going to fill that in with numbers. For each row, we're going to go through each column and we take the digit string and we need our for the column string and the column index. And what am I doing? I'm gonna go so for each one of those, we've got the string, we've got a bunch of characters. So we want digits, goes column string, split on empty string. So this should be 640 for the first one, and then next time it'll be 230 and so forth as an array. Then for each of those digits, we're going to have a digit and a digit IDX. We should be able to take the columns, the column index, and if that's if that one, well, that one should always be an array. But if the digit index might be empty. So if we haven't yet, we're gonna empty array. If we haven't yet initialized that one, then sorry, if it equals undefined, then set it to an empty string, and then extend it with this new digit. And when that's all done, console log the calls of numbers so we can see. Okay. Save the silently. And then we have the same mistake, I think, that we had before. Cannot be appropriate endpoint here. So before we do the loop of loops, let's just take this piece and see what we're getting. Oh, because it helps if you return the columns. So it wasn't doing in both my versions probably. Reduce weights, you always have to return the next value of one direction. Okay, sweet, we did it. But this does not look right to me at all. We still did something wrong. This isn't a. I'm getting confused. Console.log the next. So, oh shoot, well that's one problem. See how we have the digits in there? We do not want the last row. I mean, it's kind of shitty because I'm like, wait, what did I do? What's not that? So the rows of digits, we've got one extra row in there that we don't want. So let me just. My mind is kind of cloudy today, isn't it? Oh man, it's already 10:30. Okay. Thing is, I want all but that last one. Like that. Because we're still next. Hmm? Oh. There we go. Okay. Got rid of the last. Oh, which you don't want that. This is still horribly wrong though. Is this part right? The 610 and 631? Just curious. 60. Yeah, 610. 632. Okay, that looks good. All right. So this first part is right. Then for each of those, we should have digits. So it's probably gonna print a whole bunch today before I do this, because I have to. Yep, that's what I expected. For each of those digits, the first time we do it, it's gonna be 0, right? That's not very helpful. Oh, I've printed out too much. I'm gonna be stuck. I did save before this, right? So this time I should be able to close this. But why is it? Oh, because it's I got it. I was wondering why I couldn't reopen the tab, but it's because I'm in incognito tab. So when it closes, at least the whole thing. Column index is going up, right? It's not just like, yeah, that's right. Just go to 1,000 and then go back. Oh, I see what's going on. I have an array for each numbers column. And then what I should have is an array of numbers. And each of those numbers should be a string. So actually, as we go through each digit, we should actually be turning this into an array. Wait, wait a second. Calls is an array that's been filled with arrays, but they're empty arrays. And there's an array for each. It's an array for each row. And inside each of the rows, we've got an array for the columns, but we haven't actually filled in those columns yet. Okay, so we actually need two of these going on, I think. So if we haven't yet started this column, then we need to make sure that it's an empty array. Is that right? Or there should be an array already, no? Yeah, I don't think that for each, these next things are already to the right count. For each column, we've got an array already for that column. That part is fine. But then each digit is an array of strings, right? That's what we're getting at here. How big is this? Oh my gosh. Space is in there. Circular object array. Oh man, I'm doing something really stupid. Maybe I shouldn't be programming like a few hours of sleep. Okay. So columns should be an array of arrays of, say array rows of Oh, right. Wait a second. No, so an array of columns of array of the numbers. That's it, right? I think so. And since we already filled the column with arrays, we already have this, but it's so when we get each of the digits, we're going to this proper column, checking if thing is null. Should be essentially the same thing. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. What is console.log call idx, didx, and calls for the calls idx. Crash it. This is 0. Okay, I mean, that's good. What's it after I do this? I say equals empty string. I'm gonna crash it. It's got the empty string. And then if I add the digit before, I get the 6. What does it equal? Oh, there's no dx inside of here, but that part is right. How do we end up with this insanity? The column index is 0, and the columns for that kind of things. What is columns at the end of this? Oh, that's just columns. What? That was interesting. It kind of looked like it was right. Keep in mind, this is just for one. How do I get to that thing? Actually, first of all, this doesn't even look right. Come to think of it. Because it should have been 6. Well, I don't know if that's right. 630. Yeah, that's right. 630 is 630, yeah. Next one's supposed to be 390. So it looks like it's for each contains callback with value in the index. Right? It looks like what's happening is does the 630 and then it does the next is 39, and instead of it applying to the next index, it's applying to the same index. So it seems like you're telling me that column index is not going up. But it is. Why are we modifying? Should go 1,000 and crash, hopefully. Okay, again. I'm printing the thing for each value. If column index greater than 3, then crash. Why? Do it at the beginning and the end. It's empty and it says like that. And then adds it. What? What's Coles? Oh, I see. Oh, I got it. When in JavaScript, when you run the spill command, um, it fills it with this value exactly. So I've got the same array like applied each time. There. There we go. Don't we feel better now? Okay. Does that make sense? Ask questions if it doesn't. Reference to the same array again and again and again. I was being hinted here, this whole circular or whatever, like, yeah, this circular object, that should have like keyed me in earlier. Shoot. Take all of that, let's take all of this. Save, and then let's run, let's see what we get. All right, hey, now we got numbers. I have no idea if these are the right numbers though. 6, 3. I think we have just 4, right? Like homework, the length. Well, that's not readable. But It's 5, but the last one is the digits. So yeah, so there should be 4 digits in every single one of these. But the first one was 3, and then 2, and then I think it was like 4 for the other direction. Okay, sweet. So now what we've got is each one of these column chunks is nicely saved up and done vertically. So now it should be this, whatever the operator is, times this. Whatever can use any of these old stuff. Ah. Okay. I'm just gonna do we have numbers already for before? I got rid of it. Equals I don't know, it's like from our old poem, I'm trying to remember what wasn't here. Each number had its columns. Oops. I think that's right. I'm not gonna read it too much. It's cols of numbers dot map got equals and comes so this is taking, we've got like an array of strings, and I'm going to turn it to an array of numbers. Console.log this. It should have pretty much the same thing I had here, but string point. Yep. And it doesn't look like this code's doing the right thing, but for each column, we're taking the results. We're taking the first item of each result. Console.log results. Too many results getting on NaN in there. Yeah, if one of them's NaN, then the other one's NaN. So I think this might be right, but so there's a, what are the up? Wait. No, something's not right, because the result, there should be 100 results. We do not have that. Let me reread this code. Yeah, at very least we're gonna have to do this per. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna just this. This is old. I don't know what it's doing. What we want to do is we want to map. We want to. I think it's the map, right? We just like equals numbers dot map. the numbers for the column. And we need the idea. And then it will be this. Return nums dot reduce that particular total number. That goes really dirty, sorry. Start with 0. So it could be like this. With this, then it's going to be total plus n. That's the operator's multiplication, that'll be this times n. And so j is idx. And then we'll console that out. So a lot of things with zeros in it, but at least we have hopefully 1,000. Oh, and we even got like a total out of it. What do you say we like go throw that into the answer portal thingy and see what we got? That's the right number. Nope, it's too low. Yeah, there's a lot of zeros in there. I don't do the weird man things before, so. A couple choices here. Can do this real quick. Let homework. What? Or rename this to homework. One. I'm just going to allow me to like use their test case real quick. So that should do the same thing. And then what we can do is make homework 2. And it's using this put. And I'm pretty sure this is a start. End. That's not the end. That's the end. Start, and then 23 is also a space and end. And this 6. Actually, there's a start space here. There's 2 start spaces here. This one goes right at the end. And I actually think this one doesn't matter. But if you look at this 2 spaces, this homework 2. Now we can run on homework 2 and see if we can get the right answer. Which we don't. Okay. And we don't even get these right numbers. See, so this will be easier to test on. Okay. I guess let's just go 1 by 1. So console. Oh, what do we get for that? 123, 328, 051, and 64. We did not get the 0 that we're supposed to get for that. That's one problem. Our n thing is not proper. Is there anything else? 640 is right, 238 is right, 23 is wrong. Oh, we had a 0 space. This should have been 006. And 0 into it, so that's not right. What do we get for this one? Column sizes. Should have gotten 3, 3, 3, and 3. We should have gotten all 3s. And we did not. Wait, how did we get 314 not even getting there? Gross. Huh? That's not even close, right? What? Oh, because of the after we. Oh, it's because we're doing this? We like that out. So we got that right. I gotta remember that like splice is modifying the array. That's not that's dangerous. Oh, yeah, I got a comment. I wonder how long that was ago. I forgot what these are. These are the razor. See. No. Yeah, I think they're the razor headphones. Sorry, I didn't notice your comment. I haven't seen the Google comments before. Yeah, pretty sure it's this one. There's like a cheap and an expensive version of them. These ones are the cheaper ones. The expensive ones, they have the like Bluetooth, and you don't need the wire. Well, this is the Bluetooth too. Wait, what's better about the? Oh yeah, you don't need the microphone. I'm using a different microphone right now, but it comes with this thing. But yeah, these are really nice. Very comfortable, and although I think even the cheap ones are quote unquote cheap ones are still a little bit pricey, but I like them. Forgot how much they were. Sweet. Okay, back to the problem. If you have any questions about the problem, let me know. I have no idea if any of this is followable. Um, what was it? Okay, this is now right. Let's get this right. This still looks wrong. Oh no, that's right. Maybe this is right. 328, 51, 4. That's right. And then 45, 640, 3, 3, 2. That's right. And okay, we still have the bug with what's causing this. Then that's right. That's right. And that's right. Okay, so we just have the why are we getting 0 space 6? And I'm going to guess that's because we're not actually replacing all the zeros. JavaScript replaced probably. Where's our? If we if we've got a bunch of spaces, we do replace the spaces with zeros. Is just doing the first one? Yes, it is. I might have to do an actual red check to get to do them all. I don't know if there's like an option. Just doing regular full regex. Place white space, I think. There we go. Okay, let's try this. Okay. There we go. That fixed that. Okay. But we're still way off on our thumbs. Something's going wrong on our. We should be getting 1058, this big number, 623, and we're getting 0, 100 something. So let's see where that goes wrong. Do these print out our columns? Print this out. What number again? I'll label this so I can see. Okay. So that's way off. Doesn't look right at all. 623 is right. Oh, it is 100. Okay, 100. 102,40356. I guess if we just look at this like last one, that should match my example here, which is 004, 431, and 623. So that does look right. This is 800. Yeah. Okay, so the numbers look right. So something here, we're doing something silly probably. Oh, well, I see one problem. If we're doing multiplication, that's where I'm getting my zero. I'm starting with a reduction on 0. But we don't want to do that. That's silly. So that fixes the multiplication ones, maybe? Yeah, we have multiplication still looks. Wait a second. Multiply? Oh yeah, it's doing plus 8. These two are the multiplications. And they still look. They're not 0 anymore, but they're still wrong. This should be. Wait, am I misunderstanding the problem? This is. Oh no. Oh no. If, okay. I've made a fatal mistake in understanding the problem. Preceding, like the preceding zeros and the postfix zeros all get ignored and stripped. This is not 240. This is just 24. And this is not 100. This is just 1. Okay. I think I can just do trim on it before I do the replacements though. Pretty sure JavaScript trim removes preceding and yeah. So let's just do that. Dot. Yeah. And then since this is getting kind of big, let's pull it out. It's obvious. Do a trim, we do a slice, we do a trim and replace. Okay. Now how are we doing? Now we've got 623, 431, 4, and the last one is great. Now what? 8, 248. If that one looks right, but what the heck's going on here? 3. Oh, this one's wrong too, right? Let's go back up to here real quick. 123, 228, 51, 64. Oh, wait. Oh, man, no. I don't want to do the trim there. Because I'm trimming it when I'm doing the horizontals instead of the verticals. So actually, maybe what I should be doing is leaving, don't do the zero replacements here. We're going to leave everything as white space at this point. Then later, I cut off more than I want. Leave them all as white space until we want to start let me see here. So let's do trim and replace and then multiply by 1. Once we've like flipped everything around. Now let's see where we're at. There we go. I think that's is that the right answer? 3, 2, 6, 3, 8, 2, 7. Okay. Great. Okay, we've got the test example working. Now let's switch to the actual problem and see what we get. And we get a different number. Go input it. See if we got the right one now. No, it's too low. Okay. Probably got one more. Probably got more edge case bugs. No. Oh, I do see a bunch of nans here though. I wonder if that's a problem. My column sizes are wrong. Column sizes are wrong. What happened there? I mean, that's definitely the problem. Or at least one of them. Oh, yeah, no. Just looking. Problem is, that means like, so this first row is each one's 1,000. And we're not really having a problem until like the third or 4,000. Okay, we're gonna crash it here. And we're gonna log out with the thing. The next row and the max length that we got so far. And we're gonna save before we do it in case it actually runs too long. Okay, this is these rows, and then got a whole bunch. I gotta really start labeling these things like this. We start with, well, that doesn't even seem right. Oh, well, that's wrong. Oh yeah, that's totally wrong. Uh, well, how about if we do rows? 0.length is the first one. There we go. And then our final column sizes. Looks like we're not doing them on anymore. Okay. So the problem was I was initializing this with the wrong length. I was doing the number of rows instead of the number of columns. So of course, that's going to give us bad results. Okay. And while we're here, I want to pretty up our put. We're going to hold different number. And this time the numbers all look good. Let's try this one. And yay, we did it. Oh, that was a long one. Sweet. Well, are there any questions? Happy to get the details. Otherwise, probably good for the day. And stream. Can do it for seconds. Like we got for the next time, we're gonna do something tree related. Maybe. Interesting. Alright, I'll do a fun one for next time. Alright. It was fun. Got my first real comment. So I'm happy about that. Oh hey. Oh, thanks. Awesome. Yeah, do you code at all yet? Are you starting out? Are you experienced? I wonder what the delay is on this. Oh, it's on YouTube. I think YouTube has a long delay. I wonder if there's a setting for YouTube to make it not delay so long. I feel like Twitch and Kick, they've got really short ones. University student. Oh, nice. Sweet. What languages are you using? Is it just intense or are you enjoying it? Guess what? While I wait for the delay, let me like research. I can figure out how to reduce the delay on YouTube. YouTube stream reduce delay. Hopefully this doesn't kill the stream when I'm trying to do this. Go to let me go into the stream details on the menu stream or manage stream settings. Oh, what about formally learning to become a systems administrator? We learned about building data centers, Windows servers, Linux operating systems, and there was a programming portion which was Python. Okay, cool. My Python's very weak. I've done a bit of it, but not a ton. HTML, CSS, and product management. Sweet. All done on GitHub. Nice. I mean, if you've got any general coding questions, happy to try to answer them. Yeah, I've done some Python, but not a ton. I did a lot of C when I was in school, C++. I And then I've mostly been doing. I had 4 years of doing pure C, and then I've since then, for like the last 15 years, I've been doing mostly web stuff. Although I did a stint, maybe 4 years, I was doing C again, somewhere there. So that's my knowledge base. I'm doing this on JavaScript because that's what I've been doing the most of. I don't know if students join the web programming development stream, of course. So I'm doing system admin. Sweet. Yeah, I don't know how much time I have to stream. Um, I've been getting. I just started out, and I've done like once a week or so. Usually either today or the. So I'm in Japan, so I don't know what time zone you're in, but Japan time zone. I've been doing Wednesdays in the morning. Usually tending to work out. So I'm trying to keep doing that. Uh, I'm basically just trying to like brush up my skills doing programming problems again. So I figured, hey, why not just stream it while I'm doing it? Maybe somebody can learn. Let's see. No, right menu, click stream manage. I'm trying to still see if I can reduce the latency. Thanks for sharing. I like math and I feel my calling as developer. I just finished my practicum for the summer at a managed service provider, which handles all tech needs for small and medium companies. Oh, nice, Vancouver. I think I've been to Vancouver. It's like, what is it? I think one of it's like close to the. Oh yeah, I went to Vancouver once when I was a kid. I think my aunt on my dad's side lived there for a long time. I went to go visit her one time when I was super young. Got I think my dad's side like lived in Canada for a while and they came to the States. And I grew up in US. Are you self-employed or retired? So I've been working at a FAANG company for the last 15 years. Uh, I got laid off recently. Uh, Not performance related. They just got rid of the Japan section. So it sounds like, and uh, yeah, I'm looking for a new job, and I'm brushing up my skills by coding problems and stuff, so I can do the interviews. And then I've been curious about streaming for a while, so it seems like a good. Yeah, it's a lot of. Seeing all the layoffs and news is so depressing. It is. It's yeah, a lot of people losing. I'm not sure how much of it's just normal resurfacing versus AI stuff. I mean, obviously, AI is causing quite a bit of mix-up. Um, Obviously, I've been doing a lot more coding with AI as opposed to like hand coding things these days. So just like the nature of the work's really changed. But as far as I can tell, it's still all these big companies, they want to see that you can actually code as well. That's why I'm doing these problems, brushing up the skills. Well, when you're in business, when you're doing stuff at work, it's not like these sorts of problems anyways. So it's sort of a different muscle I need to flex after 15 years. I think it's mostly greed. The dogs at the top wanting more money, more bonuses. Um, Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't claim to have insights into the brains of the top of the company. I don't know what they're thinking. Obviously, I'm sure that they want to reduce their costs, right? If they can fire a bunch of engineers, save them a bunch of money, they can do it with AI. Then they will. I also think though they don't necessarily have the greatest insights on exactly what's going on at the lower levels. A lot of these big companies, it's so many layers of management till you get to the trenches. It's very hard for the people at the top to really understand what's going on. So, I mean, AI is getting better and better. It is making us be faster in some ways, but it also like has a lot of flaws still. It makes a lot of mistakes. Um, Sometimes you can end up spending more time on a problem like trying to get the AI to do it than if you just done it yourself in the first place. Um, but this keeps changing. Like I feel like a year ago, I think like this time 1 year ago, you could barely maybe get an AI to write a function. Like you could give it a definition of a function, it could go put it out. Um, and but then 6 months later, 6 months ago, I stopped writing code. I just like wasn't even typing any lines. Um, and now, was it Fable, whatever came out with Anthropic recently? Like that was pretty crazy. The few days that we had it, it was starting to solve like complex software stuff. I used a lot of AI, but I'm trying to get away from using it so I don't need to spend money to be a programmer. Um, so you can use local models, FYI. I've done some of this. You do need a beefier machine to do it. I don't know what kind of hardware you're working with. But if you invest in a machine, there are you can use Claude Code, the full like experience. Well, for the most part, the full experience. I think Subagents has a little bit of trouble trying to spawn off multiple of them at one time. I did not work well with me, but yeah, I was able to load up a local model. It's not as powerful, but if you if you're careful about how you prompt and you're careful about how you um, what sort of task you give it, you have to break it up a little bit nicer for them. Um, which is easier to do if you've got the software background. If you understand what it's supposed to be doing and how it's supposed to be doing it, it does make it easier to piecemeal it to it. Um, but it is workable. It can be done. I guess I'm kind of curious to see how this evolves because yeah, I maybe this keeps going and engineers just aren't important anymore, or maybe there's still a place for us in certain ways, or maybe it's like just it's a really good tool. I love AI though full and full and it will improve a lot. Yeah, I'm I mean, it keeps getting better. It's crazy how much better it's gotten. I think at this point, it's not even like the LMs that are getting that much better. It's all the tooling around the LMs that are getting really good. Um, even if you have the same LLM, how you pre-prompt it, how you get it to be able to access your code base, how you get it to remember context. You can like save context in different ways. Just like small changes with all of that stuff greatly increases its efficiency. Um, and I think we're seeing a lot of people try to do this, but one thing for me that I'm really missing with when I'm doing my AI stuff is it's very hard to get an insight into what it's building, like what the code is that it's building, because it's a lot of code, and going and doing a git diff on every change it makes. It's a lot of code to read. It's overwhelming even when, I've been coding for pretty much my whole life and I understand what it's outputting. Um, what you really want is something a little bit more condensed that gives you the shapes that it's building. And you want to like make sure that it's doing things like reusing code properly and following certain rules properly. But I've seen a few people building things like this, but haven't seen anything yet that like truly captures what I want. I'm not like super into building it myself yet. I built something for remembering context after it lost an entire week's conversation randomly. I had no backups. Oh man, that hurts, man. Yeah. I I mean, this isn't new for AI. I feel like losing weeks of work, like a, like a badge of honor or a badge of like you're not a real coder until you've like lost weeks of work. Either because you like didn't save it, probably didn't get commit early enough. So, there's just many reasons why I've I've lost lots of work many times in the past, usually for stupid reasons. What's funny is that it was for a backup project. That's very ironic. Yes. Uh, yeah. There's a bunch now like cloud skills and stuff like that people have made for this sort of thing of remembering context and everything. Uh, I mean, it is. I mean, at the end of the day, you do just also have to like git commit every so often. Make sure you don't lose it. Although it's sometimes scary if you're running Claude or something with the handle, like all the guardrails off. It can do things uh like reset or collapse your git history. So that's scary. Luckily, I haven't had it do that to me yet, but I've heard of it happening. See. I still have not found how to decrease the stream latency. I'm on the stream dashboard. So this AI project I created is separate. It separates the important information from the emotional information, so it remembers both the personality and the information context from the convo. Oh, interesting. It separates the two, processes them, and then later combines them if needed to retrieve your convo. Interesting. What are you doing with? I'm curious what you're doing with the emotional information. Because obviously the informational context is like the raw. I'm assuming it's you're saying like exactly what we did or why we're doing it. Well, why is the emotional personality part important to keep? Trying to think if I can guess. It would. I'm assuming you mean like. Yeah, no. I guess I'm just curious what your answer is. I don't. Man, I wish the latency was so much slower. Oh, there is a manage button. No, I can't. I don't want to exit the stream. Because that's the character of conversation. The AI remembers your preferences and style in conversation. I see. So for example, if I told it to keep its answers short, then that would be stored in the personality section versus the informational section, which would be like, we added a button to this page. And then presumably if I restart a conversation again, I'd want to always sort of like pull in that personality style type thing, even if we're working on a separate project where it doesn't need to know what the previous project was. Like, I don't know if you saw the press about, the caveman, having it talk like a caveman to reduce your token usage. I'm assuming that would go in the personality section. The other thing I got to figure out how to do is how do I put my chat on screen? Because I don't think I want to put the full. I don't want to put the full page on. Yes, and also it's a bit open-ended where you could go with the psychological aspect of a convo over a period of time, you can gain introspection into your own conversations. Oh, interesting. I'm assuming, is this all with the Claude Code that you're doing this? I thought that's the most popular one. Oh, there is a pop-out chat. Oh, sweet. Now other people can see our conversation, catch up. Photos. Here. Uh, you know, is there a way to like turn that thing off? Well, at least I can get. It's quite hard to fit everything on screen because I need like the problem, I need my context of what I've done with the problem so far. I need my code. And if I try to get chat on there too, it's really hard. Is Claude to help design/build it? It's a series of prompts and folders. The folder structure tells the story. I haven't actually tested it out. I think it could run locally. Sweet. Yeah. It seemed like all the Claude skills and stuff would still work even with the local LMs. It's a fun thing just to try out. There's some bigger models and some smaller models. So if just for the laughs, you could try it out at some point. Um, I still prefer since I'm paying for this shipment anyways, I still default to I want to use my real credits. It's just local M's are way slower and they're not quite as good. Yeah, exactly. I set up a local with OM on Mistral. Yeah. I forgot which LM I used. I just asked which LM to tell me. I asked one of the AIs to tell me which one's good to use. I actually had to go through a couple though, because I know the first few that I tried, they were just spitting out garbage text. I guess they weren't tuned properly for coding agents, but eventually I found the right one and I got it figured out. It's noticeably slower. It's noticeably less good, but it's workable. Like at least for like some stuff. It's nice to have it as a backup when you run out of credits. Just switch over. Um, and I wish I could change. I feel like I have to end the stream before I'm allowed to change the settings. Every button I click tries to end the stream and I don't. uh, oh man, it's 11:30 here. I gotta probably go. I gotta get my workout done. I'll get ready for lunch. It's good talking though. Good luck with your studies. I guess that'll probably be Japan time. Try and do next Wednesday. But I'm kind of playing it by ear. I really like using VS Code with the built-in agents for Claude or Copilot. It's too easy. Android Studios has a built-in AI agent as well, which I use to develop an app for my smartphone and smartwatch. Nice. Yeah, what's it called? There's like a Expo Go. I used Expo Go for like a bunch of like small personal projects. Nothing that I'm like actually going to turn into a sellable app. But like I did like a workout app for tracking my workout stuff. I did another one that like checks my internet traffic and helps suggest ways of improving latency. And the great thing is I use what's it called? Termus, Termius. I think if you use Codex, they have like one built into the OpenAI up. So I can get a terminal on my phone to prompt Claude, and then I used NTFY, which is like a notification thing. And I set up a Claude rule so that every time it finishes, it sends me a notification. And then Xpogo lets me like refresh without having to repackage it or download the APAC or send it across the wire or whatever like that. I can just reload the app and it will give me the fresh changes. So what it means is I can be just lounging on the couch, doom scrolling or whatever. I get a notification that it's finished, and then I text it on my phone and give it the next command. I can check the output of what it did, see what's wrong, text it the next set, and wait for the next notification. I don't know if it's a Raspberry Pi. I do have like some sort of small board that my son playing with, but I'm not doing much with it. It's mostly just for educational purposes for the kid. He's like doing circuitry and stuff for fun. Yeah, I can write down those if you want. It's term, I think. This is like this is a terminal that lets you talk to Claude, and then NTFY. That's it. Double checking. Listen for notifications, which you set up Claude rules for. You've already put it in your MD file. I think that when it's done, it will send one of these notifications. I also don't know how I did it. I had Claude do it for me. I just said, hey, I want you to do these notifications. And then the last one is Expo Go, or just Expo. I have another app. It lets me look at manga, and it will like scan the screen and do a local that OCRs it, gives me the kanji. But to do that, I need to overlay permissions. So I need to like make a special app for it. Anytime I change the Android code, I've got to do it. I've got to like actually go across the wire, read down the file. But like live app reloads. No download. This is my happiness. Oh, and then if you're willing to pay an extra, this is not what's it called? Buzzkill. This I think was like a $2 app. Like and custom notification buzzes. So I actually have it so that when it notifies me through this Nifty thing, I've got a special set of vibrations that'll happen. So it sounds like a heartbeat. It's very definitive. I know it's not like a text message or anything else. I know definitively that it's my Claude is done. Feels like cheating. Yeah, it does. It does kind of feel like cheating. Well, it's good though. I mean, I think it's great. Like a lot of people who have ideas, they have things that they want to build, but they don't know how to code. They can go through, and it actually teaches them coding too, right? Like, like I have a friend who's working on an app, and he's tried to get into coding a few times, but never got super far with it. But now he's like got a legitimate app, and it looks really good. It doesn't look vibe coded because he's actually taking the time to understand what the LM is doing and what sorts of. He's not reading every line of code, but he's like at least understanding what it's doing, and he's spending the time to sort of go back and forth and polish with it. New idea, the bug thing. Turn your hands into custom vibration patterns. Oh, turn your hands into custom vibration pattern. Yeah. Yeah, the buzzkill thing is pretty cool. You can set up filters for which notifications you want to override. And I think it does sound as well as vibration. I only use it for the vibration. But then it gives you a whole bunch of like it's like a creator studio almost for the vibration that you're gonna get. And so you can do like a long pulse or a short pulse or a wait. Documentation for your like the code bases that are vibe coded, you mean? Man, I gotta figure out how to get the stream latency lower. I didn't really think about it much because it was like, YouTube's a little behind than the rest. I don't. Too bad. But... Oh, okay. I think I found the setting, but it's set to low latency. There's an ultra low latency, but I also not allowed to change it. There's a question mark that's not telling me what. It doesn't hover or anything, so I don't know why. I wonder if I have to set it when I start the stream. But this is already the low latency. So I'm vibe coding a project right now, and what I'm going to do is have the AI create a list of skills needed to create the project, and I will add those to the documentation and document the steps as I go. And I can learn the skills for the tech stack used to lessen my reliance on AI, or at least understand future code better. Yeah, that sounds awesome, man. Like I was saying, you can go use it to build something and you can just fire and forget it, or you can actually try and understand what it's doing and you'll learn. That's a friend that was working on this. I think because he had an app that he wants to build and he's super passionate about it. It's just like it's a really good way to learn because you've got that motivation there, like a goal that you're trying to go towards. And when you're like, I'm trying to absorb this data, you have something really concrete to apply it to. Honestly, even before AI, when people were trying to learn coding, my advice was just go write something, right? Like rather than go to school and try to like learn how to code. I mean, if you're going to school, you should do that too. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to be a coder, it's just come up with a thing you want to build and start trying to build it, and just take it each block. I don't know how to do X. Well, then you go learn how to do X, and then you're kind of learning as you go. I think AI makes it easier because the number of steps and your way to get started are a lot less. Like before AI, just setting up your dev environment could take a long time and cause you to be like, give up. It takes you so long to go from 0 to something in the old system. But at least now I can be like, hey, I want to make this kind of thing. I want to make an app for a phone. And it can just lay down all the like boilerplate for you and get it all set up. And if it doesn't work, it can loop by itself and get it to a working state. And then you can be like, okay, cool. I want to add a button or something here. And then I try to add it. I'm curious, how did it do that? So that I know how to add a button somewhere else later or whatever it is that I'm doing. I have tremendous respect for people got IT careers before the AI age. Yeah. We've been coding with sticks and rocks. It's just a totally different age now. I mean, even just coding wise, things have changed a lot since I first got into it. like our IDEs were much worse. Like we have like VS Code and VS Code type things. Either they didn't exist or they existed for a while, but they were not as good. I don't know if you use multi-cursor, but that was like a life-changing moment. Once you could stick a cursor on multiple lines and edit, you could like jump words and edit. That was a really big deal. And like being able to like have autocomplete and have it start to work better and better over the years, so that you're not constantly trying to go like look up names. Debugging tools have gotten way better. Everything's just so much easier. But AI is like a definite significant step up past this, because for sure. Okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to change my stream delay. And I forgot what the other thing is that I wanted to do. Sure. No, it was fun. I'm super happy to have somebody to talk to. It's like my third day streaming and nobody's talked. So thank you for messaging. I'm gonna get my workout done and eat lunch. See ya.